Hello everyone, welcome to a new tutorial. This time we do roofing. So I figured a lot of people still have problems or struggle with roofing, and I wanted to make a tutorial about it. So it exists of 3 parts, and in the first part, that is this part, I'm going to talk about different roof types and different roof combinations. And I'm going to show you how to make some of those combinations in a very simple, easy way, and where you want to watch, what you want to watch when you are building roofs, and also useful cheats and keys you might use and that are very useful to bring your build into the next level. So we're just going to talk about that in this one, and then we have part 2. In that I will showcase some of the community's very smart ideas when it comes to roofing, such as making a sunlight or an open window or all that kind of things. So I will show some of the smart and very useful tips and cheats that some of the fellow community members showed and made tutorials about, but I wanted to make one big tutorial so you can have everything in 1 or 3 little parts. And then we have part 3, and in that part I asked some Twitters, simmers for builds that they struggle to roof with. And I got some housing that people are very hard to roof. So I will take a look into that, and together we are going to make that building with a roof and going about it, how it's the easiest way and why I make certain choices. So that's part 3. But first we have part 2. So let's get started, because I want to dive right in. And I hope it's useful and you can learn something from it. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask below or on Twitter. You can also find me. So yeah, let's get started. So first things first, I'm gonna talk about the number of tiles you need for certain roofs to work or to line up perfectly. So I will first show that with the mansard roof. That's a roof type you will see commonly with older houses, such as Victorian houses. It's really beautiful roof, and many people find it really hard roof to do, but actually it's really easy if you take into account the number of tiles you need. So I used 3 tiles on each side of the wall. I placed in the middle, 3 on every side. And now we're gonna make the half hipped roof, as we just learned, and place it there. We can copy it to go on the other side. Then we have still no roof in the middle, and we can go along and shape it like this and copy it to the other side. And you will see, because I used 3 tiles everywhere, it just lines up really well perfectly. And if I didn't do that, you will see, let's make this into a 2 tile part. I have to make sure this is 2 as well. You will see it's not lining up really perfectly. There's a side of the wall that is open, and here you have a piece sticking out, so it doesn't line up very well. So make sure you have the same tiles on every side. So in that way it lines up really well. That goes for other roofs and combinations as well. For example, if you want to make sure, just have this one here. If you want to line up, the default is always how you place it. If you're going to mess with the height, now it lines up. And if you go bigger, this will still be it. But if you go bigger, it won't line up. It gets a weird angle. So be sure to watch that. And the other one has to do with the octagonal or the gazebo one. Because if you make it bigger, sometimes it doesn't work with the tile placing as far as the roof underneath goes. What I figured out is that when you place it in the beginning, it's just one tile straight, one tile diagonal. If you go one bigger, it is 2 tiles straight, 1 tile diagonal. If you go one bigger, it doesn't work for a room underneath it because it doesn't line up really well. We have no matching diagonal walls and it's too small for 3 walls beneath. But if we go one bigger, it is 2 tiles on every side, and we can go on and so forth. If we go to the 4th variation of bigness, or how else you're gonna call it, it is 2 diagonal and 3 straight tiles. So keep this in mind when building for an octagonal roof. There are some variations that just don't work with an underlying room. So that being said, we're going on further with the useful keys, because there are some keys that can really help you out when building. And I'm going to show you one with the shed roof, because that is easily noticeable. And that is if you just don't like this shape because it's boring, or you want something different but aren't getting it with this shaping option, we can click Shift and C, and you will see we have 4 different shaping options. So we can make far more shapes now with this kind of roof. The outside doesn't really show anything with this roof, just really small, but in the middle is really useful if you want to create some angles or curves, or if you want a really curvy roof. Some roofs have curves, some don't. I'm sorry, that's a really lame joke. So press Shift C and it turns back to normal, and then we can go to the next one, and that is trim. Sometimes you have a roof. Let's say we're gonna make the butterfly roof. I'm gonna go this around, and you will see the trims are crossing through each other, and I don't like that. So I press Shift, and then one trim side I can make them go away. You will see the outside trim is still there, so it's just affecting one trim. If I put Shift and I pull, I can even make it bigger on the wall side, but this still remains the same. So it's really useful for getting roofs not to cross each other, or just using one of the angles. Maybe you want a little patio here and no walls, so you can use that as well. So, and then we just have one other key to show you. Let's make this 1 tile, let's make this one bigger, and let's say I want this to line up. Going to make sure so you can see it's not really matching up perfectly, and we want it of course to match it up perfectly. So I click on the roof, I click on Alt, and now I can be more precise in how I place my roof in height. So now I can line it up perfectly and have a weird shaped roof, but it's lined up perfectly. There's no weird white stripes, no overlap, no downlap, nor it's just fitting. So that is also a really useful key to know. So now you know every basic thing there is to know about roofing, and I'm just gonna go and show you one roof we can use all these examples with. Just make sure we have 2 on this side, and I'm going to make a barn roof. You also see that in Dutch colonial houses. It's a little bit old-fashioned, a little bit farm-like, because barn, duh. On the top we do this one. And you see it looks nothing like a barn, it looks more like a church. So we're gonna make sure the trims here and on the other side are gone. Trims are gone on both sides here. And with Alt we're going to match up the heights perfectly aligned. It's not perfectly yet. I'm a real nitpicker with this, so well, it's good enough for now. And just a little bit more. And then we have to play with the shapes to look it more like a barn. You can make it go a little bit rounder, like this. You get more of a clock shaped roofing, but that's okay, that's fine. Whatever you want. I'm still not really happy. Yes, now it's perfectly. So you see, and you can create all different kinds of shapes and sizes with all the roofs. So just whatever you like. Just try some things out. It's really easy and it's a lot of fun to make different shapes and sizes of your roof. So this was the first part of the tutorial. I hope it was useful and you learned something from it. And be sure to watch the other parts as well, because those are informative as well, and some more of the community and some more difficult roofing. So I will see you at the next part, and for now it's goodbye.